Why do we always have to assign a value to a social interaction? Why do we always assign a value to a social interaction? Let me explain. Whenever you're out and about, or when you're in groups of people, and there's someone or several people who are negatively grounded, you always have people who will go out and say the wrong things at the right time, right? They'll show callous regard for your feelings, and they'll say whatever they want to say, right? They'll pay you a negative compliment. It's like what I like to call that. So these people, because they're negatively grounded, because they always look to enrich themselves and bring other people down, they'll say things to you, you know. They'll show you a sleight of hand or something. They'll do this stuff because they want to get to you and effectively hurt your feelings. So we always have these situations where we have to put a value, right, on what someone's doing to you, like I was saying earlier. Now, when people say these things to you, you're always going to have that one person who's going to try to cheer you up, and they're going to say, you know, don't worry about that, you know. They're going to tell you things like to not pay any mind to it, you know. And here's the thing. Here's where the value comes in at, because that's what I was really getting to. I was trying to get my thoughts together. But the value comes in when they say they're not even worth it, or that person is not even worth it. Don't even worry about it. Well, the problem here is that if this were a bank, I would total up all of the low-life scumbucket losers, and I would tally up a very small amount, because the people aren't worth shit. And that's what I'm saying. That's really the main way I want to say this. The people are not worth shit. Because if you always have to say who someone or assign their value, if you have to say what someone isn't worth, then they're not worth it. They're not worth your time, your effort, your trouble, right? You don't need to go through any hassles trying to make them see your point or see clearly, because these people were coming from a place of negativity. They were trying to disenfranchise you, which is what I'm always seeing. You know, I literally, and as crazy as this sounds, I literally go about my day tallying up the negatively grounded people that I encounter every day. Because I just need to know for myself. I need to get a day-to-day ratio in my head of who I'm dealing with. So when I put on my face for the day, you know, my happy face, right? I want to stay in that place, and I know who to avoid based on previous situations and who I've seen do this or say that. Because that's how you judge a person. You judging them what they're saying out of their mouth, how they're behaving, right? What they're willing to do to disenfranchise you or hurt your feelings. Because if you know that you're not the type of person who will do that to another person, then you're starting off pretty good, right? You're in a good place. Somebody gave you or showed you some values in your life, and you're pretty good for that. Now, I'm the behavioral guy. I always talk about behavior because behavior is relative to anything you want to talk about, anything. If we're talking about politics, behavior is relative to politics. If we're talking about crime, behavior is relative to crime. So you get what I'm saying with this. It's all about how you're willing to act and treat other people, right? Many of you don't reflect. There is no mirror. You don't have any mirrors in your house. You must be a bunch of fucking vampires, because you just don't have any accessible tool that you can reflect on yourself with. Whether that be yourselves, going to look in the mirror and looking straight on at yourself and trying to figure it out. That's what it's going to take, right? A lot of you people, when you check out these social media sites, you want some kind of relative information to the topic. Well, it's really a common sense thing. I don't have any relative information. I can tell you this: stop bullshitting. I can tell you that. How about that? Is that going to work for you? And if you don't want to do that, then you need to do some real serious work. That's where you need to go back and really work on yourselves, because you're not going to stop this shit. There are too many people like you who are doing similar things, and you think it's cool, and you just, and this is something that adults typically outgrow. But, the best of the adults we see, they don't outgrow. And they're these people that I'm talking about right now. They're the little kids in your preschool who will go on one day to be big assholes, right? So I'm not going to spend a great deal of time today talking about this, but I had to come back and reflect to you people because I did some self-reflection. I use that word for myself. I reflected, and what I come to gather is not really me. You know, I'm sure that I have some output to the world, and I'm sure that, you know, I play some part in what goes on in my life, right? If not all of it. But when I'm talking about dealing with negatively grounded people that I have to or want to or feel the urge or need to sock out or put in their place, that's because they are coming from that place. So it's not something that a healthy person is going to worry about, but it's something that a healthy person should reflect on and wonder how they can stop this. Because if you're not wondering, you're one of the people who are doing the infringing. I love bad behavior people. I like people who are worth my time. I like people who are worth my effort when it comes to getting to know them. Right? A solid day of seeing consistently good people would make my day. It would make me smile all week if I could see that. But we can dream, can't we? You folks like, share the videos, subscribe. I'll be back to hit you with more of this bullshit. Y'all take care.